So he sings another song, Slide Me Some Oil. Now that's a song, it's not something that I need to hear.
The
But
song that he needed.
it's a song that he needed. And
And of course he
we
did his. Of course we get to see his famous crying. A tea, a tea, a tea. Like,
yes.
all right, man, all right, man.
Hey, why you so hard on Nipsey like that? Damn. But they all down, let's go, and they start kicking. He's on down the road, singing it.
Yep.
Um, and as they move on into the subway, we see.
Ooh, the subway. Ooh, the subway. That subway, bruh. When bruh, those little orange.
We're not there yet.
Oh,
We're not there yet. They kicking it up and they easing. They driving down the bound, ease on down, and they're running.
you might as well get there because
They're walking in
ain't
front.
much to do until they get there. Like, ooh, Lord.
They're walking in front of the NYC library, and I'm about to call him MJ. Scarecrow says, "Hold on, something ain't right, man. That lion is looking at me." No,
I forgot we got to this part. The line,
hey,
yeah.
man, that lion over there is looking at me, man. It's like, no.
You know what that line look like? That line look just like well,
MGM line.
no, it look like Rodney line around the corner from us. They used to have them lions outside the front of their house. This little lion statues, bro.
No one in the blacklog
No,
audience.
they don't. I know what I'm talking about. And anybody who live on Cranbrook Drive know what I'm talking about.
Oh my god. But they go up on the line and the line breaks out and he's and he goes into his infamous song that made him. I think he won the Tony. He sang a song, "I'm a Mean Old Line," which
He wasn't.
he wasn't. Because after he sings "Mean Old Line," Toto rolls up on him and he bursts into tears and they realize he's a cowardly lion.
Oh, punk ass line.
Let me tell you something. There's a moment when he says, "I'm IOBK," crying, and Michael Jackson, Scarecrow, looking at him, he said, "What is IOBK?" And he says, "Incapable of being king." And let me tell you something. Michael Jackson rolls his eyes so hard, like, "Oh Lord." And he walks up.
Then before he asked him, he was like, then he used his fingers like looking like IOB. Like,
He may have, but I know what he said. He said, "Incapable of being king." He's like, "Oh my God." It's like he wanted to say, "You so stupid." That's what he wanted to say.
And I'm the one that doesn't have a brain.
I'm the one. Everybody keeps saying, I'm the one that I didn't have a brain. Again, Dorothy offers Lion the opportunity to go get some courage. Like, as a woman with a college degree and a teacher certificate, why does she think that this weird guy can give a brain? Which is kind of reasonable. As
man,
the heart.
when you are stuck in a land where you were taken away by a snow tornado, hey, maybe you think Oz will be able to get you home.
Maybe. You know what was real funny? He's saying, he's talking about he says, "I can't do it. I can't do it." Why? Because I'm scared. Michael Jackson's like, "I can't believe you." He did it. He's like, "Why can't you do it?" Because I'm scared. He looked down.
Might I also add, since we're talking about Oz, I mean, there seems to be a lot of trash in Oz.
Yes. Again, it's New York. It's supposed to be in New York. And at that moment in time, they had a trash strike, an infamous trash strike, and they would not pick up the trash. And the trash was piling up around New York. Yeah. It was no doubt a black version, but they made sure, okay, we gonna do the black version. We ain't going to Kansas. We going to New York. They did it based in New York. And they say, "Okay, join us." And, you know, of course, they kick into that ease on down the road. And That song changes lives until they go down into the subway. They go down into
Bruh,
the subway.
that
We'll do.
subway, that subway scene freaked me out.
Yes, we
I saw that movie. I'm assuming I saw it in about 78, 79. Let's just say 80. And guess what? 46, 44 years later, it was no different. I was watching that in the daytime too. It still freaked me out. I was like, bro, like, oh my gosh.
I mean, in a big scheme for kids, it was kind of violent. Like when Michael Jackson is looking at he looking at the sign and those two garbage cans
They
coming to
started
eat.
eating him, bro.
I
They
was
started
like,
eating him. He was being eaten by garbage cans, bro, with those sharp teeth, bro. That is not anything that a child should be looking at. Healers are breaking away from inside the subway station.
you know, we're just saying it like people assume. If you haven't seen the movie, but I'm assuming you did if you listen to this. There's this
If you haven't seen it, spoiler alert, whatever.
I was just trying to explain it.
My bad, I got a little angry.
You know the dude who wrote that article is not me.
Those orange things, man, they were so tiny at first, and then they just started growing.
You're not. If
And
again,
growing.
he's holding the tray, and those little puppets he have. And you've seen these puppets before. You probably can buy them at like a fair or something like that, or amusement park. And they're growing, and he's doing this. And the things are they're bouncing, and they're cute when they're small, but as they get bigger,
They weren't cute when they were small to me, and they weren't cute when they were big.
like again, these people were just horrifying. So they ran, and they were just getting. They broke up, and people were getting caught. They electrocuted. Didn't they electrocute? No, that's later on. The Tin Man. I was like, dang. It was
Wait a minute, did they? They did. They did. You're right.
That's later on. It's not in the subway.
No, I think it was in the subway. Because
Really?
I remember it zapped them, and because the lion saved everybody. And I was like, lion, you're
Yes.
brave, man.
Yeah, and we got to see
Because the lion broke the scarecrow away from the trash cans with sharp teeth, and broke him away from the pillars that zapped him in his head. And then you had the crazy little orange things chasing people. Wow, man. Can't even do it.
Again, as you said, lions saved them.
That would probably be the first and that would probably be the last time I watch The Wiz again.
Wow. I think you should watch it again.
And it's not because I don't like The Wiz, it's because that movie really freaked me out.
Watch it with the family.
I'll watch the end, maybe.
Oh man, wow! But it was a perfect place to have the ambush because the subways were considered dangerous then. Not to say that they're that safe.
Then.
Nah. Not to say that the New York subways, things were happening back then. They're leaving and they get out. They happily get away, but then they run into the poppies, which was nothing but a bunch of scantily clad dressed black women. It was kind of weird.
Yes.
Like, let's say, the poppies, the poison poppies. And the Lion and Dorothy seemed to basically get caught up in it. Basically, they got high. Like, they got a contact. And it's like,
That's basically, it wasn't no basically about it. They got high.
Yeah.
They went through some smoke.
Yeah.
Some smoke, then all of a sudden, they were high.
They were high. They were. They just
The only thing that they left out was the lion saying, "I'm hungry."
I'm hungry. That would have cemented it.
That'd have been pretty good if he'd have said, "Man, I'm hungry. I can eat. I can eat
a horse for real." They like I say, they got high, and Tin Man and Scarecrow is like, I didn't understand how they didn't get high, even though they kind of did the exact same thing. but they got high and then they put them
I
on
don't
this
think they got it.
scaffold.
I don't think they
Oh
got as
no,
much as I think Dorothy and the lion they got the big dose. They pulled out the big bong on them.
yeah. But they didn't even really. They weren't really effective, but they got through it. Whatever it is, they got they got through it. But they thought Scarecrow and Tin Man thought Lion and Dorothy were dead. It's like, oh my God, they're dead. And Tin Man starts crying on.
It'd been pretty funny if she had said, "Oh no, they're just high." It's been great.
No, they just had to control stuff.
That was kind of nasty, bro. I think that's one thing I didn't care for with the Tin Man crying. I know it was tears, and I realized. Don't get me wrong. I realized that the Tin Man is basically like kind of a robot type, but
Yeah.
tears, bro, they come from eyes, man, and I got tears coming on me from somebody else. It's kind of nasty. Kind of nasty. Kind of nasty. That very, 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 very not very hygienic at all. Not at all. Not at all.
But we do get to hear Ted Ross do his second number. You're a oh no, she sings it's a duet with Diana. You're a lion. Don't you're a lion. Oh whatever. They're on top of a roof and they have this beautiful moment, and for some reason they suddenly turn. Oh my God! There's the Emerald City, which is basically New York City,
Yeah.
and it's nighttime. And it's funny because the sun is rising, and the sun, in its best special effects, is an apple. Get it? Big
Big
apple.
apple.
Woo! Hit that nail on the head right there, huh, baby? Nothing subtle about that, huh? The big apple.
I'm not gonna lie. When you really think about everything that they came up with in this movie, and just thinking about some of the things that you're pointing out to me that I didn't recognize because this is my first time really watching it as an adult. I think the people who wrote this movie were high. I mean, they came. I mean, for you to come up, come on, man. A person just sitting there, just writing, just like you, just sitting right there. You're not gonna think, oh, what if I just make the apple the sun? Probably was high.
You know what? I don't think it was. I think it was just somebody thought this is clever as hell. I'll be honest with you.
I mean,
Somebody
it's clever. I'm not saying it's not clever. Everything is clever. A lot of things are clever in the movie. You know, pointing out the things about the calves. Let's make them off duty. Like I think they did. Like I think it was a mixture. Like say the calves. I think it was a mixture of people who were totally sober, talking with people who were high, and they mixed that kind of that genius of the person who was high over here with the person who was sober, and they said, "Oh, guess what? And what if we did?" And I get what you're saying. Why don't we do this? And they're like, "Okay." Say, "All right, we're gonna do it."
It'd be like, "You right, you right." We doing stuff like that. Yeah, you right.
Yeah. Yeah.
They go to the Emerald City. They approach a bank vault door, which is kind of cool. And the two guys working the entrance look like, well, no, not look like. They're just black versions of the guys from the Wizard of Oz sitting at the old gate, and they ask. One of them, I swear to God, I thought one of them was Damon Wilson from Sanford and Son at first. I said, "Is this Damon Wilson?" And I never knew it, and it's not.
You looked at the credits.
No, I looked at him and said,
Oh, okay.
I said, that's not Demond Wilson. And if they did have credits, I know in the credits, they don't even give those. I don't think those, if they got those guys credits, it's like a wall of names.
Even if so, I don't think Damon Wilson. Just looking at just reading more and more about him as a person, his history, I don't even
No,
think he would put himself in the Wiz.
no, he wouldn't. And that's why, and I wasn't thinking, but no, he would not put himself in the way at all. Like I say, they go there, and first of all, they about to send him to the service entrance until they see the shoes, and then suddenly she getting bottle service. Come on in.
Oh yeah.
Come on in, baby. I didn't know.
Because at one point in time, I thought they was in the land of kryptonite, bruh.
Bruh, you look at that like, you say, I didn't know. And they open the door and they go in. They're at the area which was like at the foot. That's the Twin Towers. You know, as the Twin Towers.
Yeah.
They had just been. I think they had just been built like 3 years earlier, and they were doing a lot of filming that. Like, especially they did. Oh, the King Kong remake. Remember they did that big King Kong remake, and he climbed. That's the building he climbed and stuff like that. And there's this big number. Everybody's in green, right? They start out in green. I think. Wait, no, not green. Then they go to red. Red is dead. Let's go. Let's go to gold. And
from a more than obvious voice, like if you don't know that was Richard Pryor,
man,
I don't know what to say, bro.
Red is dead, man. It was a great.
What do you say about gold?
Gold is old.
They said red is old. Let's change the color to gold.
It's like, and I think they were just trying to get their money's worth out of the dancers, but it was some big dance pieces.
They got their money's worth.
And in the last part, we got to see Quincy Jones, who had done who had basically done the score.
Where is he?
He's on the piano.
In
the gold thing, looking back, he's doing this. That's
I didn't even recognize him. I didn't even recognize him.
Quincy got an afro too, so you're not thinking
young Quincy. Yeah. I didn't even recognize him.
You're not thinking the Quincy of today. Say, man, you gotta stop drinking that vodka, man. You gotta stop drinking that vodka. I love that dude when he do his voice. He said, "Hey man, how you doing, man?" It was his 85th birthday, and Tom Hanks said, "Hey man, what's going on, Tom? Hey man, I stopped drinking that vodka. Happy to
be
you
here." Realize that they had Lorenz Tate play him in some movie. I can't remember what it was, but I believe it was Lorenz Tate played a young.
Oh, it's in the Ray movie.
Quincy Jones. Yeah.
Yeah, it was in Ray.
I was like, I don't see it, but hey man, Lorenz, if you get a check, I'm good with you, bro.
Man, if you look at young Ray, not young Ray, young Quincy, he could have.
Yeah, he could have. Okay.
I think he could have.
I need to see more pictures, of him.
Yeah, like you obviously missed him because the only one you know is the Fresh Prince producer. Say about that dude. You know the older version.
I know. I think I know more of Quincy starting with around like Off the Wall Thriller Quincy on up.
Yeah, that's when the afro was just.
I don't really know Quincy. I really didn't know him Off the Wall. I probably know him more Thriller. I definitely don't know him pre Off the Wall.
Yeah, you have to see him, but he's in that scene. That's how he got the job to produce Off the Wall. That right there, because he was doing it, and Michael Jackson came to him and said, "Hey man, could you suggest a producer?" And he was like, "I can produce it. I can do it." Really? You liked it? I would. And he went to the record company. We don't want Quincy Jones to produce it. And they said no. And Michael Jackson said, "No, I really want to work for them." And well, the rest is history. I think Michael knew better. I know suddenly a camera sees the Dorothy Silver shoes, and she is summoned up to the top floor to see the great and powerful Oz. And he says, "Send it to her. Keep the riffraff." And they like, he
was dogging her friends. He was like, "Nah, I ain't coming up.
I got to give Dorothy credit. She stood on her business."
Dorothy was like, "Nah, I got my people with me. You ain't gonna let my people up."
There's a part of me after watching the whole movie.
Was sweating. I thought she was sweating under there, like, "Ooh, I'm sure glad she took them all. Cause man, I sure wanted to get my ass home."
I did, man. Because there was a part of me saying, "Man, it's like she has been kind of like." I was like, "What we gonna see you do, Dorothy? What we gonna see you do?" And
Dorothy said, "Hey, you don't take my boys, my people. I ain't coming up."
So they go up and they see this giant silver head, which is the great and powerful Oz. Fire's coming out of it, whatever, and it's like, "I'm Dorothy, and this is what I want." And Scarecrow says that he wants some brain, and Tin Mask asks for courage. And the Oz says, "And what do you want, you overstuffed animal cracker?" I want to get the hell out of here. That's the only cussing in the whole movie. But it's funny. I want to get the hell out of here. That's one of the biggest laughs in the theater right there, man. Because everybody's saying what they want. I want to get the hell out of here. Oh my God, Ted Ross. I know why Ted Ross made it from the stage to the movie, because he is that funny. He says, where it says, you got to go. You want all that?
Hey,
you got to go kill Eveline.
Kill the wicked witch. Hey, and hook him up. Take out Eveline, and hey, I'll take care of all your stuff.
They said, you got a shot. You kill her, you got a shot. It goes dark.
At first you could tell Dorothy was like, I'm not a killer, but then she was like, damn.
I ain't a killer, but don't push me.
hey, she was like those little videos, bro, where they have like the bulldog or the nice little cute animal, bro, and they just show us like 95% of the time he won't kill you. What about that 5%?
That part.
I'm just kind of staring at him. He just kind of staring at you.
Later on, they're at the Emerald City Motel, and the fellas come to a room.
I love janky motel, bro.
It was New York. They knew what they was doing.
I love janky motel, bro.
They offered it. They said, "Look, the fellas will come in the room and say, look, man, he ain't got to kill her. Why don't we can just get an apartment? We easy people. They say, why don't you this whole killing thing? You ain't got to do that. You ain't got to kill nobody." Yeah. But the daughter's like, no, I want to go home. Basically, she's saying, no, I don't really want to be around y'all. I will kill somebody before I live with y'all.
She was like, hey, I'm trying to get back home.
I want to get home. I don't like you that much.
My way out is